Welcome to USA Law and Order, the channel where we break down real laws, real rights, and real cases in a way anyone can understand. Today's topic is one many people fear: how to navigate divorce without losing everything. What you're about to hear can protect your finances, your family, and your peace of mind. So let's get started. You're standing at a crossroads. The path labeled divorce looks like it drops off a cliff into financial ruin. The fear of losing your home, your savings, and the life you've built is paralyzing. But what if I told you that divorce doesn't have to mean financial devastation? What if you had a map to get through the storm and come out whole on the other side? That knot in your stomach? It's completely normal. A divorce isn't just an emotional event. It's one of the biggest financial transactions of your entire life. The fear of making a wrong move can be overwhelming, but that fear is exactly where expensive mistakes are born. I'm here to show you how, with the right strategy, you can walk through this with clarity, confidence, and control. I'm not just a financial strategist. I've guided everyone from high net worth entrepreneurs to stay-at-home parents through the financial maze of divorce. My goal is simple: to give you the actionable steps you need to protect what's yours, secure your future, and turn this crisis into the foundation for a new, financially sound life. This guide is your map, so let's get started. Step 1. Become the CFO of your life. The single biggest mistake people make during a divorce is not knowing their own financial situation. It's time to go from being a passenger to the pilot of your financial life. This starts with a little intelligence gathering. You need to become an expert on your own money. Your first mission: collect and copy every critical financial document you can get your hands on. We're talking about at least the last 3 to 5 years of tax returns, both personal and business. Grab at least a year's worth of bank statements for every single account: checking, savings, and any joint accounts. Next, get the statements for all retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, pensions, and any brokerage accounts. Don't forget the loan documents for your house, cars, and any personal loans. And finally, get copies of all insurance policies, life, health, and property. Make digital and physical copies of everything. Store them somewhere secure that only you can access. Think a new personal email address, a private cloud account, or with a trusted friend or family member. This isn't about being sneaky, it's about being prepared. You can't protect what you don't know you have. This step alone shifts you from a position of fear to one of power. Step 2. Create your financial command center. All right, you've got your documents. Now it's time to build your financial command center. This is where you lay everything out on the table and see the battlefield clearly. You're going to create 2 game-changing documents: a master list of your assets and debts, and a detailed budget of your actual living expenses. First, the master list. Fire up a simple spreadsheet. On one side, list everything you and your spouse own. These are your assets. We're talking cash in the bank, the market value of your home and cars, investment portfolios, retirement accounts, and even valuable art or collectibles. Be thorough. On the other side, list everything you owe, your liabilities. This includes your mortgage, car loans, student debt, and all credit card balances. Subtract the liabilities from the assets, and you've got your net worth. This number is the starting point for every negotiation to come. Next, you have to get brutally honest about what your life actually costs. Track every dollar you spend for at least 2 or 3 months. So many people just ballpark their expenses, and they end up with a budget that's pure fantasy, leading to disastrous settlement agreements. Use a budgeting app or a simple notebook. Track, jot everything, from the mortgage and utilities to groceries, gas, kids' activities, and that daily coffee. And don't forget the expenses that only pop up once a year, like property taxes, insurance premiums, or vacations. This isn't just busy work. This budget becomes the bedrock of your request for support and your entire post-divorce life plan. Step 3. Understand the rules of engagement. Divorce isn't a street fight. It's a legal process with very specific rules, especially about how property gets divided. The most important idea you need to get your head around is the difference between marital property and separate property. In general, marital property is anything you acquired or earned during the marriage, no matter whose name is on the title. Think of this as the pot of assets that's up for division. Separate property is anything you owned before the marriage, plus gifts or inheritances that were given specifically to you and only you during the marriage. But, and this is a big but, separate property can lose its protected status if it gets commingled or mixed in with marital assets. For example, if you get an inheritance and deposit that money into a joint checking account that you then use for household bills, a court might see it as marital property. The rules on this can be tricky and vary by state, so it's a critical point to discuss with your lawyer. Also, understand that not all assets are created equal. $100,000 in cash is not the same as $100,000 in a 401k. Why? The retirement money is pre-tax, meaning you'll owe a chunk to the IRS when you eventually withdraw it, making its real-world value lower. Knowing these tax implications is crucial because they can completely change what a fair settlement actually looks like. Step 4, assemble your professional team. Trying to go through a divorce alone is like trying to perform surgery on yourself. I mean, I guess it's possible, but it is incredibly risky and will probably end badly. You need a team of qualified pros who have your back. First, and this is non-negotiable, you need a family law attorney. Your attorney is your legal strategist, your advocate, and your guide through the court system. Don't just hire the first person you meet. Interview a few. Find someone whose strategy feels right for you, whether you're aiming for collaborative mediation or need an aggressive litigator. Second, think seriously about hiring a certified divorce financial analyst or CDFA. While your lawyer runs the legal playbook, a CDFA is the expert on the financial side of the game. They can show you the long-term impact of different settlement offers, stress test your budget, and help you map out a secure financial future after the divorce is final. Third, a great tax professional is worth their weight in gold. Like we just talked about, the tax hits from dividing assets, alimony, and selling property can be huge. An expert here can save you from a mistake that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars down the road. This team might feel like a big expense up front, but their expertise is an investment that pays for itself by helping you avoid catastrophic errors. Step 5, build your post-divorce blueprint. Okay, now it's time to look forward. Using that super detailed budget you made, you can start building a realistic financial plan for your new life. This is your blueprint. Start by creating a projected budget for life as a single person. Be realistic. Your costs for things like housing and health insurance will probably go up. You might lose those family plan discounts on cell phones and car insurance. If you have kids, factor in all of their expenses, from school fees to sports and childcare. This is where the tough decisions happen. A lot of people have a huge emotional attachment to the family home, but keeping it is often a massive financial mistake. Can you really afford the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and all the surprise repairs on a single income? Sometimes the smartest move is to sell the house, split the profit, and downsize. It might be tough emotionally, but it can free up the cash you need to build your future. With this new budget in hand, you and your team can figure out what a fair settlement actually looks like. It's not about just getting half, it's about getting what you need to be financially stable. Your budget gives you the hard data to justify your need for support or a specific way of dividing the assets. Step 6, execute the separation and lock it down. Once you have a settlement agreement, the work isn't quite done. You have to be meticulous about executing the financial separation. First, open new bank and credit card accounts in your name only, close all joint accounts, and just as important, remove your ex-spouse as an authorized user on any of your individual cards. This is about protecting your own credit from any future debt they might rack up. When it comes to dividing retirement accounts like 401ks or pensions, that's done with a special court order called a Qualified Domestic Relations Order, or QDRO. It's a complex legal document that tells the plan administrator to transfer the funds into your own retirement account without hitting you with early withdrawal penalties or taxes. It has to be done perfectly, so make sure your team is on it. Finally, and so many people forget this, you must update your estate plan. Change the beneficiaries on your life insurance policies, retirement accounts, and in your will. If you don't, your ex-spouse could end up inheriting everything. That's probably not what you want. You also need to update your powers of attorney for both financial and healthcare decisions. This is about closing the old chapter for good and making sure your assets go to the people you choose. I know this is a lot to take in. The stress of it all can feel like you're drowning. Conclusion. You are at a crossroads, but the path forward doesn't have to lead to ruin. It can lead to a new beginning, one where you are the person in complete control of your financial destiny. By facing the fear with facts, gathering your intel, building your team, and following a clear plan, you can navigate this divorce not just to survive, but to thrive. This is a marathon, not a sprint, so be patient with yourself. Lean on your team. And remember that every document you organize and every informed decision you make is a step toward a stronger, more financially empowered you. You've got this. For trusted legal guidance and real explanations backed by U.S. law, subscribe to USA Law and Order. Your rights, your freedom, and your future depend on staying informed. Subscribe now and stay legally protected.